Hi, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Rathor, sir. Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, sir. Voice is audible? Clear?
Yes, you are audible, sir. Perfectly audible.
Okay.
How are you, sir? How are the things?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Great.
I think participants are joining.
Participants are joining, even in our youth. 10 participants. So it's just 2:30, so they'll be starting. So we'll wait for a minute and then we can start. So let me start, I think, sir, with the introduction of ARCNET and all. Then we can do the webinar. Right? What do you say?
Yes, we can. We can do.
I will wait for 3-4 more minutes, then we can start. So your voice is little disturbed. Rathor, sir.
You please ask some other participants whether voice is very clear and without interrupting. It's disturbing. Yes,
Your
yes,
voice is a little disturbed, sir.
Okay, just let me check it out.
Yeah, so we'll just wait. I was telling we'll wait for 4-5 minutes, 3-4 minutes, and then we can start. People are joining here also, and I think in YouTube there are many people, more than 20 right now. Yeah. I think people are joining through YouTube only. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to the webinar, our pre-webinar, which we are conducting on the NAAC awareness, program, NAAC accreditation awareness program. We have come up with multiple webinars, videos for your awareness about NAAC accreditations and matrices, and how to start, what are the terminologies, and there are multiple things we are trying to provide to our audiences, provide to our people who have joined us in our network, and we are welcoming everyone to join our networks and our ARCNET India. So today's webinar is one of the part of our awareness programs, awareness series on NAAC accreditation, and today's title, the discussion topic for today's webinar is a complete introduction to NAAC assessment and accreditation process. So that is A&A process we usually call. We call it A&A process, that is assessment and accreditation process, and we are going to get how to start it. So this complete introduction to NAAC and NAAC A&A process will be delivered by our NAAC ARCNET India President, National President, Professor Mahendra Singh Rathor. And before we go to the introduction of sir, and before we go to our today's webinar, I would like to tell you about ARCNET India. What is ARCNET India and how we are we have started and how we are serving the people, how we are serving the institutions, universities, and all the network. So accreditation, ARCNET stands for Accreditation, Ranking and Certification Network of India. This is an initiative of CLIMAT Research Solutions India to attain the academic excellence through networking of professionals working in the area of accreditation, ranking, and certifications. Our vision is to attain the academic excellence in higher education institutions through knowledge sharing and networking. Our mission to help the professionals of different domains who aspires to get good grades in NAAC accreditations through online and offline training and ARCNET India's NAAC process awareness initiatives. So today's webinar is one of the part of this NAAC process awareness initiative of ARCNET India. So we have started this ARCNET India in 2022 February itself, and we are providing a lot of things. We are trying to provide a lot of awareness programs, a lot of awareness courses, free webinars, and master classes in ARCNET India, and we are coming up with multiple things as well. So today, before going to today's webinar, I would like to get your attention to our today's very specific announcement. What we are going to make is that our course is coming up, which is going to start next week. It was supposed to start on 13th. It was supposed to start on 13th July. I mean, day after tomorrow, but we are just postponing it one more week because of the availability of our people and availability of our participants also, because they all are busy in their exams. They all are busy in the external exams and all, because in RGUHS and Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh and Kerala, there are multiple universities which are holding their exams right now. So that's why they cannot participate in this course. So we are just postponing this course for a week, not much, for a week. We are starting this course from 28th of July, and that course is online certificate course on, let me share the screen so we'll get the this course is coming up from our site. This course is an online certificate course on role of IQAC and good documentation practices for NAAC accreditation of affiliated institutions journal, UG and PG. So this is, of course, our biggest program where we are covering these all things. I hope you have seen Professor Mahendra Singh Rathore, our national president's message, and you have got all the things what we are going to cover in this. And if not, then we are going to share the video with you. We are going to share the the entire part what we are going to cover. So sir has described it very nicely in that. So you can see here, by the way, we are including all the general introduction to NAAC, A process, everything, and how to constitute IQAC and preparations and standard operation procedures for IQAC functioning and documentations, and all NAAC documentation process, explanation of organizing quality related events, conducting academic and administrative audits and its documentation, feedback forms for stakeholders, from the stakeholders collection, analysis, and preparing the reports, and documentations required for registration of HEI portal, documents required for IIQA filling, all the criteria we are covering thoroughly. Criteria 1 to 7, we are covering all the things thoroughly, and we are also highlighting the important concerns during the peer team visit, presentation content for head of institution during the peer team visit, and exclusively we have added provisional NAAC accreditation program session in this course. Okay, so this course anyone can attend, faculty members, administrators, member of IQAC, cell, and researchers, the office staff, academic and exams students, and admission section people, and any other who wants to learn about the NAAC process of accreditation. So resource persons are eminent administrators and auditors and academicians which are having the rich experience in assessment and accreditation process. Right, so this course is going to start on 28th July. 28th July, the duration of this course will be 30 hours, and we are covering the entire syllabus in 30 modules. Okay, so every day there will be two classes. There will be two classes, and for 2 hours in the evening hours, 3 to 5 p.m. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. we are going to announce the entire schedule very soon. So if you are willing to join this course, we have extended the last date also. You can join it before 17th of the July. You can join it for before 17th of the July, and the cost of this course was around 6,000 rupees. Okay, the cost of this course was around 6,000 rupees, but as for today's especially for today. If you are registering today and tomorrow for just 48 hours, we are we can just give this to all of our participants who are joining here in 5,000 rupees. So we are not taking GST right now for this. If you are registering within 48 hours of now, I mean by tomorrow evening, if you are registering, you just have to go for 5,000 rupees. You are not, we are not charging GST as a discount price. So we'll be giving you discount of this 18% GST. So rather than 6,000, you just have to pay 5,000 for this course if you are really willing. Okay, we'll accept that GST in that. So whoever wants to connect, whoever wants to join this course, you just contact us. You can contact my phone number, you can contact Mahendra sir's phone number, and we'll tell you how to pay the things and how to join this course. So now, before delaying much, I would like to invite Professor Mahendra Singh Rathore, and I would like to introduce him. So Professor Mahendra Singh Rathore sir is a professor at Geetanjali Institute of Pharmacy, Geetanjali University, and he is the principal also. He's serving as the principal also, and he's the ex-director IQAC at Mercy, Maulana University, Maulana Mercy Markandeshwar University, Maulana Ambala, and he is our president. He's serving as our president at ARCNET India. And he has a great vast experience in NAAC processes, all the processes, and he has been the auditors for NAAC and PIC as well. So I invite Professor Mahendra Singh Rathore sir to deliver this session to all of you, and I hope you will learn it, and I hope you will get all the things what sir is going to discuss about A&A process of NAAC. So thank you very much for joining, everyone, and thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful session. Coming up with this wonderful session. Over to you, sir. Mahendra, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Ajit, please let me know I'm audible, first of all.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. So good afternoon to all faculty members, IQAC coordinators, and various faculty members of the various institutes. And I'm thankful to Dr. Ajit that he has given a nice introduction, and I welcome the initiative taken by ARCNET India to make awareness about the NAAC assessment and accreditation process. So in this today's webinar, I shall cover the overview of NAAC assessment and accreditation process, as it has been brought to notice of many institutions and many government agencies also that there is a lack of awareness, and this ARCNET India has initiated this awareness drive to make faculty members aware, and every one of us are knowing the significance of prior learning, so that whenever we are going for this assessment and accreditation process, it would be useful for us to make it efficiently. So I will not go in much detail. I'm directly coming to my presentation, and will share my screen. Dr. Ajit, please let me know that whether it is visible or not. So I will just sharing this one. So, yeah, is this visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible. Visible, sir, perfectly visible.
Yeah. So this is the title of this today's webinar is NAAC assessment and accreditation, general introduction. And one important point that many of the faculty members are confused that or they are not knowing that because a lot of documents are required when they are going through manual, then the starting point that from where to start. So I would in the first part of this webinar, I shall cover all of the general aspects of the NAAC assessment and accreditation, and in the later part I shall tell you that from where we can begin and move ahead in the NAAC assessment and accreditation journey. So be with me till end. So let's know what is NAAC assessment and accreditation. NAAC stands for NAAC Assessment and Accreditation Council, and it is an autonomous body established by UGC in year 1994. And its main duty is to assess and accredit all higher education institutes across the country. NAAC has adopted a unique review process, and that includes the combination of quality evaluations, promotion, and sustenance initiatives to offer the grades to the institute. And it is very well known to all of us that NAAC accreditation is obligatory for all the higher education institutes, and in quality mandate of UGC that was notified in March 2020, every higher education institute has to get a minimum of 2.5 score by 2022 and in the NAAC assessment. So why should one go for that? One thing is that it is going to become mandatory, and then second one is that in UGC regulations 2012, it was given there that no university or institute shall be notified or recognized under section 12B of the UGC Act if not duly accredited. And in that case, financial assistance, to get the financial assistance from the government
Mahendra sir,
agencies. Yeah.
sir, your voice is little low. If you can keep the mic a little near to your mouth, that would be great.
Yeah. Now it's clear, sir.
Yes, now it's clear, sir. Perfect.
Now it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Audible.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So let's. We were discussing about that. Why should one go for the NAAC assessment and accreditation? That in the financial, to get the financial assistance also, this would be a process required. And in addition to overall, the good grades of accreditation would be the benchmark for the higher education institute that they are providing the quality education. So these are the reasons that one should go for the NAAC assessment and accreditation. Now, to the institute, of course, the benefit given by the NAAC accreditation good grades, that it spikes up the brand value of the institute, and there would be better chances for availing funds, and that would offers a positive impact on the institution with its better admissions, superior faculty hiring, and brings more lucrative placements by the employers for the outgoing students. And it is also providing opportunity to better its area of planning and resources allocations. So this whole process will give an a process would be making an alignment all the resources which are to be utilized optimally. And this also affords a better direction and identity to the institute. And in addition to that, institute have to initiate the innovative and modern methods of pedagogy, because it's a developmental aspect. For the students who are studying in the accredited institute, they would be having edge over on the other university or institute students. That will give the instant recognition to the alumni that they have passed from the credible institute. And then this is also expanding the placement opportunity with the national and international recruiters. That is showing high preference during the placement. That if the person is from the good college having the accreditations, then of course the recruiters would be interested in that. Then this is a definite indicator for the better academics exposure with the different peers, labs, workshops, opportunities, projects, field trainings, etc. So that a lot of opportunities are open wherever we will go. That we are having this much of this grade of accreditation, then the other person would be listening carefully, because these grades are avoided by the UGC's autonomous body. Then accelerates the exchange programs with the type from other reputed universities or of the country or abroad. So these are the things from the students' point of view. And now I would discussing with you the Salient features of this assessment and accreditation process with the general institutions. This is health science, it's written, but it's for the general institutions, and that is affiliated colleges. So the assessment and accreditation of the NAAC is being revised from July 1st of 2017, and now it is also known as the revised assessment and accreditation framework, that is the RAF in the short form. So this has included criteria which previously was not there in before 2017. So that they have included the pre-qualifier criteria. And what is pre-qualifier criteria, I will discuss you in the subsequent slides. And in that, the institute has to get the minimum of 25% of the system generated score. So this is the pre-qualifier stage to move into the next round of the accreditation by the NAAC. Then in this system, they have introduced the system generated scores with the combination of online evaluation, that is 70%, and it is also known as the quantitative metrics, and the peer judgment that is done by the peer team visit or the assessors of the NAAC, that would be around 30%. Then there is one element has been introduced, that is also third-party validation of data. It is also known as DVV process, that is data validation and verification. So I will also tell you that what is this in coming slides. I just want to say that this is a very important term, that is DVV process. Then it is intended to provide the appropriate differences in the matrices, weightage, and benchmarks to the universities and affiliated constituent or colleges. So there are different type of educational higher education institutes existing in India. Some of them are the universities, some of them are the autonomous colleges, some of them are the affiliated colleges to some university. So there is a difference. Let's take an example of the curriculum designing. So accordingly, NAAC time to time is revising, and recently on 27th of May of 2022, the NAAC has given the new matrices for the affiliated colleges, because in that in the criteria one, the institutions who are affiliated are not having that much of autonomy to revise their curriculum. So that this part is being removed, and the implementation part is there, because whatever the syllabus is being prescribed by the university, the affiliated institute has to adopt as such. So the focus was there on the implementation part, while for the autonomous institutes or universities, the designing of the curriculum would be an important part, and this would be carrying weightages in that. So here is the difference, that there are different type of institutes, and according to their requirement, their nature of the existence, the differences in the matrices or weightages has been given. Then in the next point, that revising several times, this matrices have been revised, and in order to enhance the participation of the students and alumni in the assessment process. So the student satisfaction survey is one of the amendment or one of the introduction in this new process. That is that students would give the reflection of the teaching learning process about the various aspects of the higher education, and this would be taken by NAAC directly. So student satisfaction survey would be an important thing. Then in NAAC, where the focus of assessment is on quality initiatives, quality sustenance, and quality enhancement. So during the whole process, what NAAC would like to see, that whether the institute has initiated certain quality aspects or quality activities, and what are the mechanism or what are the plannings to make this quality sustained for the longer period of time, and what are the measures institution is taking to enhance the quality further. So this is a continuous process. In the first cycle, they will look into the basic things, and then subsequent cycles, they will look for the further quality enhancement initiatives. And in addition to that, also NAAC process involves the participation of all the stakeholders who are interested in the higher education institute. Who would be them? That would be management, that would be faculty members, administrative staff, students, parents, employers, community, and alumni. So all the things are involved or included in this NAAC assessment and accreditation process, and have given the appropriate weightage, so that institute would come to know that these are also the activities that we have to perform in order to make the holistic process of the quality assurance. Then there would be, we all know, those who are new to this process, I would again like to tell, otherwise the person who have already initiated, they would be well versed that there are 7 criteria on which the NAAC would be making assessment. And the criteria 1 is curricular aspects, criteria 2 would be concerned with the teaching, learning, and evaluation, criteria 3 would be with the research, innovation, and extension, criteria 4 would be the infrastructure and learning resources, criteria 5 would be dealing with the student support and progression, 6 would be governance, and the 7th one would be the institutional values and best practices. So here I was talking about the qualitative and quantitative metrics, and in May there was a revision in the matrices or types of revision, and now NAAC has made the process for the affiliated colleges more simpler, or you can say the matrices have been compacted from 93 to 55 in total. So out of these 55 matrices, there would be 21 qualitative metrics and 34 would be quantitative metrics. Now, what is the meaning of qualitative metrics? NAAC metrics means there is a question for which we have to answer, and there would be the 21 questions in total for the affiliated colleges that would be given in the descriptive type of questions. So here we have to answer in the 500 words, less than 500 words, carefully, and in the quantitative metrics, there would be a specified formats, or this would be objective type of data that would be looked by NAAC in a specified format, that is the Excel format, MS Excel format, and the data has to be filled there, and quantitatively it would be measured. And earlier these were 58. Now these have been reduced to 34, and in total it comes to 55. So there is a different type of institute, autonomous general universities or health science university. There are different type of materials, but now we will focus on this affiliated UG colleges here. Then there are certain changes that I already told you that the key indicators were 31 previously, now 32 are right now, and then qualitative, quantitative metrics number have been reduced from 93 to 55. Here is the further more details about criteria wise. In the curricular aspects, the marks remain same. That is 6 matrices are there right now as compared to the previous 11. In criteria 1, previously there were 11. Now it has been reduced to 6. These are both combining that QLM and QNM. I am talking about the in total matrices. In the second criteria, teaching, learning, and evaluation, there are total 10 matrices as compared to the previous 16. Then research, innovation, and extension criteria 3, that is 9 matrices currently as compared to the previous 11, and total marks constituted are 110. Then infrastructure and learning resources, previously there were 13 and now there are 6 matrices in total. Student support and progression, there are 9 matrices currently implemented, and previously there were 13. In the governance, leadership, and management, there are 9 matrices as compared to 16 previously, and institutional values and best practices, there are 9 matrices out of 6 matrices out of 13. And the previous 13 were there, and now currently 6 matrices. So here the matrix wise marks allocation is there. You can see in the highlighted yellow background and the green letters. So this is for the affiliated colleges. So as I told you in the previous slide, that curriculum design and development is not concerned with the affiliated colleges because they are not having autonomy. So that there is curriculum planning and implementation part is being given. So this is 20 marks. So likewise, that has given for the different key indicators. So these are the 4 key indicators in the criteria 1. In criteria 2, there are student enrollment and profile, and there are 7 key indicators, and these 3 key indicators are have been highlighted here. So you can see here that the differences. The previously in the key indicator 2.2, the marks allocation was 50, but now it has been reduced to 40. While you can see somewhere the changes have been made like this, that somewhere the 2 matrices have been combined into one. Somewhere the marks have been reduced accordingly. Somewhere the marks have been increased, but the matrices are combined and the marks. So likewise, this has been made, but in total the marks would remain same for this particular part of the criteria 2. This is a very important part in this NAAC assessment and accreditation. So you can see in this 2.6 student performance and learning outcomes. So earlier there was 60 marks allocation, but now this has been increased up to 90. So this is the these are the few changes that we shall discuss in the certificate course in further more details. So criteria 3 comes, and here also the changes are there. So in the bracket was the previous one, and this figure beside that is the currently existing one. So in the 3.2, you can see, for example, the criteria 3.1 is not applicable for the affiliated colleges, so that it has been removed. And then 3.2, it has been mentioned there that there are 10 matrices, 10 marks allocation for this particular marks. Previously, these were 15. Likewise, there are different allocation of the marks in the different key indicators. In criteria 4, it is there are 4 matrices. And in the last, it has been key indicator that is concerned with the health education institutes, which are affiliated to the university. So there the clinical aspects have been better. But in the general, the institution which are not falling in the domain of the clinical institution or the health science institution, they have to follow these 4 key indicators in the criteria 4. So the marks is 30, 20, 30, and 20 for the 4.1 to 4.4. In criteria 5, student support and progression, the marks allocation has been highlighted further here. You can see in total the previously marks were 130, and now the 10 have been increased, and it is 140. Sorry, yes, 140. And accordingly, these are in the criteria 5. Criteria 6 is consisting of the 100 marks. There is no change in that, so that everything has been remained same as previous one. Criteria 7 is also same. 100 marks are there, so there are not much changes. Now, I would like to share with you those who are going first time for the NAAC assessment and accreditation, that what are simple questions from the NAAC. So I have taken this from the criteria 6.5 because this is a very important part for any institution which is going for the NAAC assessment and accreditation. So this is concerning with the establishment and sustenance of the internal quality assurance system, that is also known as IQAS. So here in the criteria 6.5, there are 3 matrices. 2 are qualitative and 1 is quantitative. So you can see here that in the first 6.5.1 matrix, that internal quality assurance cell has contributed significantly for the institutionalization of the quality assurance strategies and process. So here the significance of the internal quality assurance cells comes, and this is a descriptive type of question in which the institute has to write that the IQAC constituted is working, is functional and in place, and they are quite active. The IQAC is taking initiatives in order to initiating the quality aspects, in order to sustain them, and in order to review them and further enhancement side. So that I told you that there are 3 major focuses on the 3 parameters, and the IQAC is to look into all the 3 focus areas of NAAC. Then further, next qualitative metric says that the institution reviews its teaching learning process, structures, methodologies of operations and learning outcomes at periodic intervals through IQAC setup as per norms, and recorded the incremental improvement in the various activities. So here what NAAC is looking for. So we can see that if the internal quality assurance council, IQAC, internal quality assurance cell, this IQAC is established with the objective to initiate the quality aspects, so that whether these institutes or this IQAC is functioning appropriately, how this would function. So this would look into the teaching learning process. This would look into the structure of the teaching learning process, then methodologies which are being taken or are in place, and what are the learning outcomes. Whatever the system we have implemented in our college, what is the outcome? At the periodic interval, they will make this. How they will do this thing? They will do by the certain type of audits. These are known as the academic audits. And IQAC is having one of the important part, that institute has to start the academic audit process, so that they can come to know whatever the process is there in the place, whether it is appropriate. If it is appropriate, then how to sustain that and how to improve that further in their cycle, so that there should be an incremental improvement in the different type of activities. So it has been clearly mentioned that that for the first cycle, the incremental improvement is made for the preceding 5 years with the regarding to quality. So we have to show that first time we are going that in the last 5 years, our IQAC was there in function, and they have initiated the activities, and what is the outcome of the activities, how gradually the quality has been improved. So if the incremental trend is there, so that it would be considered that the institute is on the right path, and in the subsequent year they will be getting the benchmarks which are set by the NAAC. In the second and subsequent cycle, this is mandatory to establish, and then incremental improvement should be there for the 5 years, and post accreditation quality initiative what the institution has taken. So these are the things that are to be given into the descriptive form. These are known as the qualitative metrics. Now come to the quantitative metrics, and that quantitative metrics that includes 6.5.3 criteria is saying that quality assurance initiatives of the institutions include that the IQAC should meet frequently, and there should be regular meetings of IQAC, so that the things can be discussed, whatever the procedures have been adopted by IQAC. Then what are the various feedbacks collected from the different corners of the institute, from the different stakeholders, analysis of those feedback, and making strategies and implementing them for the further improvements. So these meetings minutes are to be recorded appropriately on the institutional website. So this is a very important part. Then the institution has to, the IQAC of the higher education institute has to see the collaborative opportunities as the quality initiatives with the other institutions. So that's let's say we are having some good reputed institutions nearby. So the IQAC would approach them that for the further collaboration, so that they can improve their own quality by adopting some of the good practices that are implemented there. So this is one type of thing. In addition to that, the IQAC is also having the tasks to organize the quality related initiatives. Then participation of NIRF filing and all the process would be done by IQAC. Then there are a specific type of certifications like ISO certification or NBA accreditation. So these are the things whether national or international agencies, the this audit, quality audits are being performed or not. So this all the things are having some weightages in the assessment and accreditation criteria. So this is about I discussed about the few matrices, the sample matrices, just to show you okay, how this, what are the things that are being looked into. Now comes to the eligibility criteria. Who are the institutes? Which are the institutes eligible to get? So there are basically two criteria, that at least institution has to have the record of at least 2 batches of students graduated from that, or have been in existence for 6 years. Whichever is earlier, the institution can go spend minimum 6 years and go for the NAAC accreditation. Because usually if it is 3 or 4 years graduation course, so 2 batch would be passed out. Then what would be the outcome of this accreditation process? The outcome would be in the form of the grades. And as I told you that every higher education institute has to get the score of 2.5. That means there is a grade known as the B+. The range is 2.51 to 2.75. This 2.5 to 2.75 is on the 4-point scale of NAAC. And this would be including the qualitative metrics, the SSR evaluation, the quantitative metrics, the student certification survey, and peer team visit. So all the things would be covered, and cumulatively the grade would be given in the form of CGPA. So the assessment process, important things are SSR, student certification survey, and peer team. So the highest grade is A++, that is scoring from 3.51 to 4.0, and minimum accredited institute would be graded as C if they get the 1.51 to 2.0, and if it is less than 1.50, then grade D would be allotted, and then it would be called that institute is not accredited. So in order to get the good grades, because nobody want to have the C grade, everybody want to have A or A+, but for that we have to make a systematic planning, and IQAC has to play the pivotal role in this whole process. So the person who are working in the IQAC or the different institutions, they have to have the things clear in their mind, that what are the documents required, how to document them, because this is going to be a very huge data when you will compiling that. So the proper strategy, if it is in place, then the process would be quite simple. So there are certain terms you would be frequently encountering. QLM, quantitative metrics or qualitative metrics, I told you earlier. SSR means self-study report, that is comprising of both QLM and QNM, and the total 55 questions would be comprising the SSR. Then student satisfaction survey is there. IQAC I told you earlier. Now one thing that is to be known, that is known as the program. In NAAC, the definition of program has been given, that the curriculum which is giving a degree or diploma. So this would be known as the program, like a Bachelor of Pharmacy or MBBS or BDS or BSc or BCom. So this would be known as the program. While the courses would be known as the subjects in the program, like pharmaceutics, BSc, BA, formulation development, anatomy, physiology. So these would be subjects. Theory and practical, both would be considered as the course in the program. Then consultancy is that if the institution is having expertise in particular area, or the faculty members are having expertise, they are providing the advice or making high-end research equipment or doing R&D projects. So that it would be known as the consultancy. They are providing their expertise, and in lieu of that, they are charging some fee. So to third party, that would be known as the consultancy. Then extension activities are there, which are this aspect of the education which emphasize in the neighborhood services. ICT means the information and communication technology. That is, NAAC would like to know that how efficiently the institute is able to implement the ICT into the teaching learning pedagogy or the various aspects. So the digitalization would be looked into, that how digitalized the higher education system is in place. Then interdisciplinary research is there, that two disciplines are involved in that. It would be known as, then outreach activity means that local public awareness activities would be known as the outreach activities. Now let's come in brief, come to this process, the outline of the whole NAAC assessment and accreditation process. So there are basically 7 steps. In the first step, the institute has to get registered on the NAAC website, because the whole process is online. And the data submission, the query asking, the query resolving, the answering of the institute, everything would be done on the NAAC website portal. And the institute would get registered, they will get the login credentials, ID and password, and then using that they will log in, and then there would be specified formats which are there, qualitative matrix, quantitative matrix, that would be open to them, and the data is to be filled there, and is to be submitted electronically on the portal only. So this is the step that one has to mandatorily go before initiating NAAC assessment and accreditation process. Then next comes is the IIQA, that is the Institutional Information for Quality Assessment. This is a very important part. In this part, the NAAC would ascertain that the information that has been provided by the institute is supported by the documents, and NAAC will look into, and when the NAAC would be certifying or accept this IIQA, only then after within 45 days, the institute would be eligible to submit the self-study report. So here one point is to be taken care of, that if the institute is finishing first IIQA and then preparing for the SSR, then they would be having only 45 days, because this is a time limit. So what would be better, that you have to fill the IIQA but do not submit this, and then the SSR is to be prepared. So that once the SSR is prepared, institution think that now we are in the position to submit this SSR, then only the IIQ should be formed, so that by the time it would be approved, our process would be okay, and then we would be in the position to submit the SSR. Then on acceptance of IIQA, SSR submission would be there in the third step. Then once the SSR is submitted, then there would be a process known as the DVV. What is now? Let's discuss what is the data validation and verification. Data validation and verification process is that NAAC is taking the third-party assessment and evaluation, and this third-party assessment would be done based on the data which has been submitted in the SSR, and they will be looking into, they will find out, they will see that whether this information given is relevant or not. If they are having any queries, they will ask the queries to the institute. Institute has to reply back in the 15 days process, and this it would be verified. Once it is verified, then the complete information would be submitted back to the NAAC. And there is a one step that is known as the pre-qualifier step. What is this pre-qualifier step? That once the DVV process is over, then the DVV process outcome would be measured as the marks, system generated score, what I told you. And in that, only the quantitative metrics, that is QNM, that which are to be submitted in the Excel formats, these quantitative matrices would be assessed and the score would be given. So that minimum of 25% score is to be acquired by higher education institute to move into the next cycle of the NAAC assessment and accreditation. So I think this point is clear, that minimum 25% in the quantitative metrics is the score is required to move into the next step. It is known as the pre-qualifier. Then if the question, point number 5 is that preparation towards the student satisfaction survey. Now once this pre-qualifier is over, then NAAC would initiate the process of a student satisfaction survey, and usually it is going on for the 1 month. And in that satisfaction survey, for the affiliated institutes, either the 100 number would be achieved or 10%, whichever is lesser. And for the universities, it is 500 or 10%, whichever is lesser. So once this data has been submitted online, then this process would be there, and this matrix would be taken for the assessment. Then after SSR, triple S would be completed, then on-site visit by the experts of the NAAC would be scheduled, and it would be done. And this NAAC peer team would be looking into the qualitative aspects, that is QLM, which is constituting 30%. DVV would be assessing the 70%. That is the online process, and this peer team would be assessing the 30%. And then overall, from what would be the outcome of this whole process would be declared into the grade, and then NAAC will announce the grade of the institution. So this is an outline of the whole NAAC assessment and accreditation process. Then SSR and DVV, there are certain terminologies that SSR and data files as per the tablets are to be uploaded. DVV process is there. I narrated you this thing already. So DVV would be asking the response. If they are the response has been given, if the DVV still is having some query, they can ask further in the second level of verification if it is required, and then this report would be submitted to NAAC. Now comes to the first step towards the NAAC accreditation. So my first part is over, and I hope these things are clear so far. So if anybody, okay, we will take the question answer session. Dr. Ajit, I am audible? Dr. Ajit, can anybody unmute yourself and tell me?
Yes, audible.
Yeah, so far if it is any question or some part if you could not understand, so that we can take up.
Yes, anyone if have any questions, so we can ask, sir.
So let's move towards the next step. Now this is the part. What is the first step towards the NAAC accreditation? See, I told you, and I talked a lot about that first step, that every the higher education institute. So what happens, I will tell you normally, that the institute who have not thought about the assessment or accreditation process, we are conducting the activities. What are the primary things in the institute? The teaching, learning, and then result assessment, and then making the feedback system is there, so that we are doing the things. But from the NAAC point of view, these are to be done in the specified formats with objective. So the first step towards the NAAC accreditation would be the constitution of IQAC. That constitution of IQAC would be the first step, because this is going to be very important. Once the IQAC is strengthened and the person who are working in IQAC, they have to study the NAAC process thoroughly. Hello? Yeah, is it okay? Anything? Yeah. So the first step is the constitution of IQAC, and then NAAC has been given a specified format that there would be members. The chairperson would be the head of the institute, senior administrative officer would be there, then 3 to 8 teachers, and the teachers who are involved in that, they have to do the main documentation part. Then there would be 1 member from the management, 1 or 2 nominees from the local society, student and alumni, 1 or 2 nominees from the employer, industrialist or stakeholders, 1 or 2 senior teachers as the director of IQAC or coordinator of IQAC. So there would be 1 coordinator, and you see in this whole composition, the IQAC itself is representing the involvement of all the stakeholders. Here you see the alumni are also there, students are there, local society person are there, the person from the management is there, faculty members are there, administrators are there. So the whole people are there, so that similarly the IQAC would be looking into the various aspects and collecting the feedbacks, analysis, doing the meeting and making strategies, implementing them, assessing them, further making taking the feedback if the further improvement is required. So whole the process would be conducted by the IQAC. So the IQAC people must be trained in the whole process, because there would be a lot many confusions and problems would be there. The people would be asking to them that how to move ahead, because if the small system or small unit is okay, but if the multi-department institute is there, so that collecting the data in the uniform manner, so IQAC has to make some strategies before initiating the data collection process. because in some cases we have to collect the 5-year data, in some cases we have to collect the last completed academic year data. So to identify them, which are those, how to move ahead, the qualitative metrics, quantitative metrics, how to collect the data objectively, what would be the problems. So all these things are to be looked into by the IQAC person. Particularly the coordinator of IQAC would be going to play an important role. Then IQAC functions, a major function I have already discussed previously, that is the collection of the analysis of feedback data, setting the parameters for the various academic and administrative activities of the institution, then dissemination of information to the various stakeholders, organizing of intra and inter-institutional workshops and seminars on the quality-related themes, and promotion of the quality circle. Then documentation of the various program activities leading to the quality improvement. It would be acting as a nodal agency of the institute for coordinating quality-related activities, including adoption and dissemination of the best practices. Then development and maintenance of the institutional database through management information system for the purpose of maintaining and enhancing the institutional quality. Periodically conducting the academic and administrative audits, and with the follow-up activities. Once the audit is conducted, what are the outcome, and then what would be the follow-up, how this thing, if there are shortcomings are noticed, how these, what is the mechanism to resolve them to further enhance the quality. Then submission of the AQAR. AQAR are the reports, annual quality assurance report, which are to be submitted once the institute is accredited by the NAAC in the first cycle, and in subsequent cycle it is mandatory for submission of AQAR every year. So here is this thing. I would like to say that the IQAC persons need to be appropriately trained. This is my experience, that I have worked with the several institutes, and somewhere the IQAC was in function, somewhere I constituted the IQAC, and because a lot of things are to be given. Once the data collection process is started, and if it is not planned, then chaos would be there. And it would be very difficult to handle the large number of data. So I have experienced this thing. So based on my experience, I'm telling you, so that IQAC people need to be appropriately trained. So this is all about the presentation, Dr. Ajit. I am stopping my screen share, and we can,
yes, sir.
We can open the session for the discussion.
Yes. So if anyone have any kind of questions, please ask, sir.
Dr. Ajit, sir.
Yes, Dr. Om Prakash.
And Rathore, sir. So we belong
Yes,
to
sir.
the pharmacy professions, and we are moving for the accreditation for pharmacy organization. So for that purpose, which manual has to be used?
Yes, sir. This is a very relevant question. Previously, the pharmacy institution was included in the health science institution. But later, NAAC has released a letter, and in that letter, it was mentioned that the pharmacy institute would be considered as the general institution. So, if you are affiliated to some university?
Yes, sir. Yes, SRTMU, Nanded University. We are affiliated to that university.
So you have to follow the general manual.
Okay.
For the NAAC assessment accreditation.
Okay, sir. Fine.
General manual for the affiliated institutes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Someone else have any question? Please talk to sir. Please ask your questions.
So regarding sir, which is good for pharmacy, sir? Is it NAAC or NBA?
Yes, sir. This is a very actually question. I would say something. It would be very difficult to answer this question, because if what is the strategy? If you have taken the affiliation from the AICTE and PCI both, then in order to get the grants from the AICTE, the NAAC NBA accreditation would be suitable. But there would be basic differences there. I think you must be knowing that the NBA accreditation is for program specific, while the NAAC accreditation is for the whole institute. So if the whole institute is accredited, then automatically all the programs are included in the institute. They would be accredited. But if you are going for the NBA, only B Pharm program would be accredited. If you are going for both the things, it would be okay. But NBA would be more specific and program specific, and it would be quite cumbersome also. as compared to the NAAC would be mandatory also, and one has to go this. So I would prefer NAAC if you ask me personally.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, already you told for that pharmacy we have to use the general guidelines or general
Yes, sir.
Brochure.
Yes, sir.
General manual. So for
Yes.
UG and for PG, same thing we have to be used.
Yes, this is a quite relevant question. Now, first make me one thing clear, that if the institution is having a single PG program also, the institution would be falling into the PG category.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
If the institution is having only UG programs,
Yeah.
degree or diploma program, that would be falling under the UG. So UG and PG categories differentiation is clear.
Yes.
Now the second parts come, that which manual is to be followed.
Yeah.
So in recently in May 2020, 27th of May 2022, the NAAC has revised the complete manual. You can see this thing into the NAAC website. I will just, if you say, I will share it with you on the net. I will just do it. So if the institution is PG, then automatically they have to adopt the PG manual. So your queries.
My question is general manual we have to be used like that you told for that pharmacy organizations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pharmacy organization which have both PG as well as UG program. That time general itself.
General institution, PG institutes. PG part you will take.
Okay.
If UG and PG both are there, B Form is there, M Form is there. Yes.
Yeah, B Form is there, M Form is there. PhD, we have additional PhD research center is also there.
It's okay. It's okay. So just a moment. Let me share the screen once more, and I will show you from where you can get this. So is it visible? The screen is visible?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
So you just do one thing, that you open the NAAC website. It would be this front page would be opened, naac.gov.in if you type here on the Google, and then you scroll down. At the bottom you will find out this button, that is apply online button. Are you able to see this?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, sir, we can see this.
You just click on this button, apply online button, and here you can see the various type of manuals are available. So you see here the first formats are given. Okay, scroll down. Self-study report, SSR. This is the important part. That is revised manual for the general institutions.
Yes.
So here you see, you do not get confused by this heading. Here you see this title, revised manual for universities. It is there. Okay, yes. It's not applicable to us. We have to go for downside. Revised manual for autonomous colleges. It is not applicable to us. We have to go downside. Then revised manual for affiliated or constituent institute.
Yes.
And it would be effective from 1st of June 2020. So this is the manual that you have to download.
Yes. So the same question was there from principal of Swami Vivekananda College of Pharmacy. So sir was asking the same thing. Where can we get the general manual for affiliated institutes? So I hope, sir, your question is now clear. You got the answer.
See, don't get confused, because still the things are getting updated regularly. So here you can download this manual. You can just go through this thing and just start constituting the IQAC and do the process if you have not initiated yet, and do the thing, because the basic fund, if there would be some changes also, see sir, so there would be a little bit change, but the major crux skeletal form would be remain same. The criteria are going to remain same. Only there would be small changes, and only the metrics, one column you have to add or one column you have to delete.
Okay.
This is the only thing.
One more question, sir, in that line.
Yes, sir.
Where that exactly quantitative matrices format has been given?
Yes, sir. You can see further in
download.
The template. Yeah, I'm telling you that you just go downside, and here you can see that you are able to see the foldings that I am highlighting.
I'm going to see, but which one is the valid or which one is the authentic? Because lot of things are there. So which template has to be used?
I'm telling you that you are able to see the second highlighted one.
Yes.
This would be applicable to you. you have to download this one.
So for UG different, for PG different.
Yes. So here you can see a lot of Excel files are open. So you just see here. You can see from 1.1.3 and the whole Excel formats are there. Here you can see this.
Yes.
So this is the thing. These are the formats that you have to fill. Okay, this is one thing. And before filling these formats, it is very important for one to go through this also. So here you can able to see that this is the
Yes.
Highlighted link.
Revised
This is
manual of affiliated.
SOP. This is for the affiliated PG college. So
Yeah.
yours is PG college, so that you have to download the template of PG college and the manual for the PG college.
So we have both
So-
UG as well as PG.
Yes, yes. If you are having UG and PG, then you have to go for the PG only. Just make it
PG
a
only,
principle.
not UG.
Your institute would be known as the PG institute.
Okay.
So
If
you do
PG
not
is
have to
not
go
there,
to UG if you are conducting UG programs. If your college have PG programs,
only
then
UG.
you do not have to go for PG. You do not have to go for UG. Only PG will be sufficient.
So how the evaluation will be there on the PG
So
basis?
yeah, it would be done, sir, because
The documents
this
will
are,
have all the options in that.
see, sir, in UG and PG there is not much difference. There are the difference of 2 or 3 matrices
Okay.
in the research criteria 3. So
Okay.
majority
Yes,
of things are remaining going to remain same. But they have since mentioned the different manual, so that we have to follow this manual and these type of templates.
Okay. So if we have the PG, then only instead of UG, we have to
Yes.
prepare for the PG template only.
PG templates.
Not
according to
not
PG.
separately for UG. We have to be
No. It would be only one.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, the same question was there from Professor Ram Sakhare. If institute is having UG or PG program, so which guidelines to follow? Definitely PG only. Okay. And then there are some more questions in YouTube, sir. How to collect data from accreditation? Okay, how to collect data for accreditation? This is one question. And difference between NAAC and NBA.
So the difference between NAAC and NBA, I narrated already that NBA is the National Board of Accreditation. It is coming under the purview of this is autonomous institute, of course, but coming under the purview of AICT. And NAAC is National Assessment and Accreditation Council, autonomous body of UGC. And in very soon, what I have learned from the different readings, that there would be a common higher education body that is known as the Higher Education Council of India, HECI, and all the things would be coming under the single umbrella. But right now, these are the things. So NBA would be the program specific. Program means I told you BA, BSc, BPharm, MPharm. So one program would be accredited by the NBA, and NAAC would be for the whole institute. Whatever the programs are going on in the institute itself would be getting the accreditation. While in the NBA, one cannot write down that Access College of Pharmacy is NBA accredited. It is to be specified, mentioned that B-Pharm program of Access College of Pharmacy is NAAC, NBA accredited. While in the case of NAAC, you can write the Access College of Pharmacy is NAAC accredited with grade A plus, B plus, whatever it is.
Right.
So I think this has made clear.
Yes, sir. That's all.
Now,
So,
what was the next question? That how to collect the data?
Yes, how to collect the data for accreditation. Yes.
See, for this, the IQAC has to do a Herculean task. They have to take the initiative, and there would be strategically you have to plan. First, understanding, taking training, and collection of the data would be based on you can say the formats we have to follow. We have to make some practices to be implemented in place. I told you the quality initiatives, quality sustenance, and quality improvement. So these are the things to be, and accordingly, if we are planning to go for next year, then right now we have to start, and we have to see into the past what activities we have done. We have to compile all the data. We have to assess and reassess that where do we stand, and what more need to be done. If it is there, then you can delay for furthermore 1 more year and then perform more activities, so that if the average is there for the last 5 years, so you can perform. If you have not done the things before, you can do the things in coming years, 1 or 2 years, and then make the average to get the maximum weightage in particular criteria.
Right. So I request everyone to subscribe to our channel, whoever is watching from YouTube site, or whoever is not watching. And I request everyone to go through the brochure, and if they are willing to join our entire program, that entire program means you will get each and everything, A to Z things about NAAC program. About NAAC, there are many faculties under the presidentialship of MS Rathore sir, who will be teaching us about NAAC programs, all the matrices, and all for all type of institutions and everything. So if you're really willing to join this course, any institutions who are coming to join this course, please contact us, and you can directly join the course on NAAC accreditation program certificate course. So if no questions, then thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
So if anybody is having any question, they can post
questions or suggestions or anything. They can write to us on ARCNET India
Telegram group.
And I request everyone to join our. I request everyone to join our Telegram group, where you can get all the queries solved by our faculties, members, and our experts. So this is the Telegram group link. You all can join us. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, Rathore sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ajit sir.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Take care, everyone. Have a good day.